welcome to Easy Piecy Quilts. Today we're going to do a little bit different project. We're going to be making a baby book. These cloth baby books are adorable. I got contacted by Clothworks Fabric Company and they wanted me to make a video to show you how to make these. They're designed by Susie B. and the pictures on them are just adorable. They are perfect for a baby gift or a baby shower. And let's face it, we don't always have time to make a quilt. So this is a really simple project that will use up your batting scraps. You can keep the panels on hand and you can make it easily within a couple of hours. So let's get started. I just wanted to show you up close the book that I already completed called Barnyard Blues. It is adorable. The pictures are so fun and talks about what the different animals say. So just a quick overview of that. And we are going to be making Skipper's Busy Day, which is a book about squirrels, and I cannot tell you, I don't know how they did these pictures. They're absolutely adorable. But the panel, it's just a panel of fabric like we talked about before, and the panel has the instructions you can see along one of the sides, so you don't even need to have anything separate. The instructions are just all right there. We'll go over all these instructions, but the way this is laid out, it's so easy, you really don't even need the instructions. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut where all the dotted lines are on the panel and get the pages cut out. And I'm going to keep these little tabs here on the side because they're going to be very helpful in lining the pages up, making sure we have the right pages put together, because it has to open and read like a book. So you're going to want to keep the pages in order. And these little tabs make it so easy to do that. So just cut out all your book pieces and I will show you what we do from there. This is the part of this project where your batting scraps come in. When I cut a quilt off the quilter and I have extra batting, I always just set it aside. I make mug rugs with it. I make placemats with it. There's all sorts of little projects that you can do with your excess batting once you've completed a quilt. So this is what I am using for this project, which is great because I don't have to go out really and get other supplies. And here is one of the pages to the book. You'll notice that there are 6 pages total, and the cover of the book is a little bit larger than the inside pages. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to cut one back batting piece the size of the cover and 2 batting pieces that are the size of the pages. And this will make more sense when we put everything together, but you'll need 3 pieces of batting cut, 1 the size of the cover and then 2 the size of the inside pages. Here are all of our pages, and the batting is also cut out. So let me show you how you put this together. You will have a piece of batting that is the same size as the page. This just happens to be the cover, so it's a little bit bigger. And the pages will go right side together. 2 pages will line up right side together. And the wonderful thing about these tabs is on the side, you can't mix up the pages. You also, which I would probably do, is you can't put one page upside down and the other page right side up because the tabs don't line up. So it won't let you really do that either, which is nice. So it makes it super easy to know which page goes with which. although it is listed on the instructions as well. So if you want to read through those, it will tell you which pages go with which. But this just makes it so easy. If your tabs line up, you're good. So what you're going to do is line up all the edges of the fabric and the batting and pin all the way around each one of the pages. So I'll show you another one here real quick. So here is the batting for one of the inside pages of the book. And again, we're going to line the page up with the batting. And we are going to know which other page goes with this one because this one has 2 tabs on the sides. So we find the other page with 2 tabs on the side. And we line up our tabs. So that makes it really easy. So again, it is batting, then the 2 pages of the book, right sides together. We're going to sew around the outside with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, which makes it nice for quilters. We just ingrained a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, so that makes it nice. And they also have it marked at the bottom of the page here where you want to start sewing, and then you sew all the way around, and where you want to stop sewing. You want to leave a small opening in the page so that you can flip everything right side out when you're done sewing. So I am going to sew all 3 of these pages together. Here's the last one, and again, it has 3 tabs, so I know that the page that has 3 tabs will go with this one. And I will sew around the outside of all of these pages, and then we can go from there. I've sewn around the outer portion of the pages. I left the blue thread in my machine so you can kind of see where I sewed around the outside and left an opening at the bottom like we talked about. So what we're going to do now is we're going to trim the corners. We're just going to trim the fabric right up to but not through the stitching on each corner, and that helps alleviate some of the bulk when you flip this in the corners, and it'll allow you to get a little bit better point when you flip. So we're going to go through the opening between the 2 pages, not between the page and the batting. We want to turn the 2 pages right side out. So you just reach in and grab a corner and pull through. And I have my little stick over here. I use a little stick, or there's lots of little different tools that you can use, chopstick or whatever you have on hand, and I just kind of poke those corners out after we get everything flipped. Make them nice and pointy. And there we have one of our pages. So I am going to go over to the iron and I'm going to press this. What I usually do is just try and find the seam, and I just kind of work the fabric so that the seam comes out like that where it's even on each side, and I'll press that flat all the way around. Sometimes it does help a little bit just to kind of finger press it first. Find your seam and finger press it. And then when you get to the bottom where that opening is, just turn those edges in 1/4 of an inch, and they'll want to turn in because you've got your seam on both sides there. And a lot of times if you turn it in and just kind of pull a little bit, you can get those seams to line up. And I will press that as well because it'll make it a lot easier to stitch that closed when we get to that point. So I'm going to go ahead and press all the pages, and then we'll talk about closing the opening there. All 3 of my pages, my cover and then 2 pages, are done. I have these openings here that we've pressed, and we are going to close these by hand. So I've picked just white thread because that matches pretty well for this, and we're just going to use a needle and sew these closed. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm just going to put a few stitches in here to take a little bite of the fabric. Take another little bite here and just make my way down the row. And it's the same concept as closing pillows that you make, or anything that you do that way. So we're just going to continue down the row. I'm going to do all 3 of these openings, and then we can do the last step to finish the book. I was just going to show you one thing. This is the way that we just closed that opening on our book, and you can kind of see the sutures, the stitching there. And I was going to show you a different way. I am actually a doctor. I only play a quilter on TV, but there is a stitch called an intradermal stitch that we do a lot, and it is a cosmetic closure. And so I was going to show you kind of the equivalent of that to close this book, because in doing so you won't see the stitches, and it kind of makes it nice. So I think this is also a ladder stitch in the sewing world, but if you start your thread, come up through with your knot on the end, and what you do is you just go on the inside of the fabric, not on the outside. It'll just go in that little fold of your fabric that you have folded over on one side, and then you go over to the other side of the opening and you do the same thing, and you come up through that side, and then we'll do it again to the other side, come up through, and then you'll take the other side, and it actually goes pretty quickly. So if you can see, it's invisible. You don't see that opening there. And you just keep going down the row. And so that's what you end up with on either side of your fabric, as opposed to this. So just another way to do it. So I'm going to keep going on this. This is my last closure, and then we'll be ready to put the book together. Our 3 pages are complete. Now we want to make sure that we have all of our pages in the right order before we finish the book. So we've got our cover, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and then it should go after that 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got everything in line. So now what we want to do is line up our pages. The cover of the book will be a little bit larger than the pages. That's what you want. And then line everything up. Make sure you're kind of centered between these 2 pages here and down here, which we are. And then to finish the book, all we're going to do is just sew, and I back stitch here at the beginning and at the end of this seam right here, and that will complete our book. here is the seam down the middle of the book, and this is a lot of bulk to go through. So if you want to put your walking foot on your sewing machine, if that will help you from pushing the fabric as you go, I think that would be a great idea. I also noticed that as I was sewing, if things started to get pushed, I would just kind of pull the fabric out as I was sewing all along the way, because what you don't want to do is distort the fabric going down this seam. So if you just go ahead and pull that out, pull it out, it tended to do really well as far as that goes. So our book is complete, and I am really happy with how these turned out. They're just absolutely adorable. Thank you so much for joining me in this collaboration video with Clothworks Fabric Company. If you found this video tutorial helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. I can't wait to give my cloth baby books to my nephew, Henry. He's 1 year old, and I love snuggling and he loves reading, so this should work out really well. Hopefully you enjoy making this project too, and you can snuggle with the little ones in your life.